Hey, this is Tom Waltz, IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle writer, and you have jumped inside the pool bag.
Hello and welcome to The Pull Bag. This is episode 153, continuing on here in Sewer Surfin September, here in 2017. I am, of course, Steve, Joe, and Mike. Joining me is Mr. Joe Reed, who hates Funko Pops, folks. Please, talk some sense into this man.
It won't happen because I was aware during the Beanie Baby craze, and I smell the same thing. That's my superpower, is that I can smell the industry trends in any particular industry, and I know which way it's going. And Pops will go the way of Beanie Babies someday.
He hates the Funko Pops. He hates Mighty Mugs, and it's like, what the hell? You like action figures, damn it! And
they're not action figures. They're vinyl statues.
Okay, fine. They're in action figures. Fine. I mean, come on.
Yeah, opposability and points of articulation. We fought too hard to come as far as we have in all the engineering. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But we are here to continue on, as I said, Sewer Surfin September. We're going to talk about issues 71 and 72 of the IDW Publishing main ongoing series for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the Pantheon Family Reunion two-parter. As always, Kevin Eastman, Bobby Curnow, Tom Waltz on story. Script was by Tom Waltz. Art in these two issues are both of them are Dave Walker is back. Dave was on Street Phantoms, I think.
So.
Yeah, 61 to 64. And Rhonda on colors, Sean Lee on letters, and Bobby's on editing as always. And we open up in the Den of Delights, home of the Toad Baron. Who?
Well, I have seen this guy. He showed up in Universe with a story with Nobody and Alopex. They visited this guy, and we kind of got introduced to who he is and what he does. But I think this is the first time he's been in the mainline books. It's all getting very confusing now, folks, because there are these... well, not confused. I take that back, because IDW does a good job. But my brain is getting confused because I'm reading the two kind of intertwining series, and then there's a mini series going on too with the Dimension X. So I'm getting confused. But if you're only reading the mainline book, which is the only one that you need to read if you want to, they're doing a good job, and they're keeping it separate, continuity wise.
Absolutely. So the Toad Baron calls his little toady in there Alberto. And apparently the Toad Baron has some fox fur on him, because apparently in TMNT issues 9 and 10, issues 9 and 10, as you said, Nobody and Alopex showed up. Yeah.
They crashed the party. They wrecked the place, but Toad Baron's here getting ready for some event, cleaning up, putting things together, setting out the food. Now, he's not. His little frog lackeys are.
Yeah, and then the rats enter. Enter the Rat King.
So how do you feel, I guess, on an editorial point about these I forgot what they call them now. The family, the Pantheon.
Yeah.
How do you feel about these guys?
I mean, we've obviously met Rat King and Kitsune before, and we've met Aka, or however you say the bird lady's name, because we had other adventures with them. That's fine. I don't remember us having any other adventures of the rest of the family that comes in. Like, I don't know. All as I know is there's some, secret society thing that want to, control the universe.
Yeah, they're these immortal gods, and though some of the characters are familiar, and we'll see some of these more familiar people show up here in the next couple of pages, their take, this immortal going through messing with the human world thing, that's new for the Turtles. These are new villains, a new force, a new thing that the Turtles have to deal with. So it's unfamiliar territory for me.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time relating to the story or connecting to it because of that. But I know it's going to pay off because IDW stuff is always, they do such a good job. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, this whole issue 71, I was like, okay, so we're getting the full introduction to the Pantheon family. We meet each of the family members here as they arrive to the Toad Baron's Den of Delights. One of them, the cat, tiger, cheetah lake lady, she brings her giant sword and he puts it in with the other umbrellas. I thought that
This is Jaguar, who was one of the original Mutanimals in the Archie series.
Okay.
Only Jaguar was a male cat in that series. So we get this female version of Jaguar, who I cannot wait to see turn into something. However, we get this now where now Jaguar, this character that if you read the Archie series we're all familiar with now, is one of the Pantheon, the immortal villain kind of finger quote people, and so I'm wondering how this is going to play out. It also means that we probably won't see her with the Mutanimals, but that's okay. I can deal with change.
We might see her fight the Mutanimals, but we may not see her, actually with them. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we get the bird lady back, Aka. So she shows up. Apparently she's the oldest of them, and Kitsune is the youngest, which is a little... Okay, cool. Kitsune shows up, and this whole issue is basically family squabbling. That's really what it... it's basically, the Griswolds, family Christmas dinner thing, where everybody's talking all at once, and... I love the two toadies where one of them's like, pull yourself together, Bob. The Master's family is nothing to fear. Pardon me, is some giant hairy thing looking cousin it guy
climbs out of the fountain.
Yeah, like what the and Bob just faints. And all I can think of when Bob faints, Bob, the little toady there, faints, all I can think of is there's a Three Stooges short, I forget what the name of it is, but they're in the army, or they're in the Navy. It was like they were doing a Civil War short where they kept switching sides between the Union and the Confederacy. And at one point, the sergeant says to, I think it was Larry or Mo or somebody, he says to Curly, he says, take that jellyfish up and revive him. That's all I can think of with Bob here passing out. So the Toad Baron just wants to always have fun, and that's the problem with the rest of them, because they're not really fun people. And then we meet kind of the final dude, the elephant dude here, who eats one of the rats.
Mammoth,
Mammoth
was also one of the Archie creatures, but I don't have a good memory of him. I don't know what was happening that I don't remember him, but I remember a cover, him being on one of the covers, but. It's what's weird about this family is as they all come to sit and Mammoth shows up, is that they are all really, really different. You have the Toad Baron who's into the pleasures and the delights, the Rat King who eats rats and messes around in the sewers, Aka who's benevolent, a little more kind and understanding, that death-looking dude that I can't figure out, and Mammoth, his shtick is that he's a survivalist and kills eats what he needs to and doesn't bathe, goes by smell. And then Kitsune, who is just creepily villainous and evil and manipulative. They're all so different, and they're here meeting. The story goes that they're meeting once every several hundred years. I don't remember how many offhand.
Yeah, that's it. It's once every 100 years, I think.
Yeah, to kind of to lay out their plans, but.
And yes, Alberto does the introductions to each of the characters, which is really, really interesting. Gothano, keeper of the secrets and caretaker of the hidden knowledge. That's the hairy octopus looking dude. Chayu is not here.
Oh,
because...
yeah, Chiyu's he's trapped over in the Ghostbusters realm or something.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep, Chiyu's...
Oh, and that because that can be in canon because IDW owns Ghostbusters right now. That's right.
Yeah.
Before we were recording, we were discussing how the crossovers have worked in the past, and I forgot about that one, that one is in canon.
Yep. It is. And, we get the little toady kind of closing off the thing, and they all start talking about how they're going to deal with the turtles, and they start kind of questioning Kitsune about Chiyu and all of that, and yeah, I like this, but like I don't know, like I like the introduction, I like seeing all these characters, but from where we kind of left off in issue 70, this feels like it's not disjointed, but reading this to me, like we get nothing of the turtles themselves at all, at least until, the very, very end here. But like I said, I did enjoy the issue. It's not... It's... I don't want to say it's wordy, but there's more action here in Rat King's jokes and him either eating rats or not eating rats, and just... no.
My issue with this issue is that these characters, we don't know what any of their motives are. We don't know why they exist. We don't know what kind of danger they either will or will not pose to the turtles. And in the dialogue that we're getting here, it's a lot of vague stuff because they aren't revealing what's going on just yet. Yeah. We know in the main arc that in the background, April's always been working on the book, the Foot Clan book that talks about what's going on, and they're trying to work out what these people are up to with the whole April miniseries, but we still haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah. And we do finally see Kitsune's plan here, where she reveals to them that she wants to bring back their father, the dragon spirit or whatever it is, and she's, found a vessel that could actually be able to hold it, and that was supposed to be Oroku Saki, and although he's dead for now, apparently he doesn't stay dead, I don't know. But, like, we do finally see, because Kitsune says, "For centuries I have been working to create the perfect vessel for a being of unimaginable power, a being powerful enough to rule this world and reunite this family, a being whose time was and will be again. Brothers and sisters, I aim to bring the dragon back. I aim to bring father home." And they're all just kind of like stunned silence, and Toad Baron just kind of laughs it off, and they then have a further discussion on it, and then as the issue kind of closes out, "Oh no, guys, it's on my head. What's this? Levitating rats? Now there's 2 of them. Quiet, they'll hear you. Have you learned a clever new trick without me, my pets? Uh-oh. Or, nice going, Mike. Yeah. The turtles wearing the Street Phantoms cloaking thingamajigs, and Mike's like, "Yeah, my bad, to be continued."
Well, at least we now know that they know that they're bringing the dad back. They're bringing this dragon creature, who I think looks suspiciously like the big yellow dragon from the Archie series. So I'm interested in... I need to get back and read that whole run again. I imagine... I think what's going to happen, if I may take a minute to speculate, sure. I think issue 100 is going to be the return of the Shredder in the form of this dragon, maybe with the help of an Utram named Chirel, and then we have 25 issues to get there, and they're going to kind of pace it out, mixed up with maybe going back to the future and visiting the future Turtles, and more of the Dimension X stuff. Yep. That's my theory. That's my theory. But they're going to prove me wrong. because they're gonna do something way better and way more creative.
Yeah, when you think about it at this point, we're on our way to 75. Once we do hit 75, they do only have 25 issues till 100. That may not seem like a lot, but it kind of is. But wow, like it's that there's only this amount of things until we reach this epic milestone again, because they already reached another epic milestone. They'll do it next time we talk. I mean, they've surpassed 73, so IDW now has the longest running TMNT comic. So yeah, 71, I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed a lot of the other ones.
Yep.
I'd probably give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, that's where I was leaning. 3.5 to be generous. And I think I wonder if this is suffering, this particular arc, this 2-issue little arc here, is suffering from the writers knowing what's going on and the readers not having a clue. And so the writers are very excited about what we're about to read. And they're building up to it, but none of us relate to these characters yet, and we don't yet have the compelling reason to like them, to be interested in them. Yeah, they're going to give us that reason real soon, though.
Yeah, I mean, I like issue 72, because we actually get an explanation of how the turtle, like, I get it. They wanted a shock and surprise, and they wanted a surprising ending to kind of, leave everybody on that month, to thank God I'm not buying monthly comics anymore. Oh, God, I don't know how you could, like, I know how you are. You go down there, you grab it, you read it in the car, you leave your jaw on, next to your gas pedal, and, I'm like, I cannot go back to the way I cannot go back to monthly comics anymore. I just wait until 2 or 3 or 4 issues are out, and I'll read them then, and that way I have a fuller depth of the story. But I can only imagine what this was like for you, reading 71 when it first came out and finding that ending. Like, how'd they get there?
And it's something that I've just been conditioned to do. It didn't.
Well, yeah,
I didn't even get struck by it.
Yeah.
But this. My wife can't read issue by issue comics like this unless I have the whole run to give her or a trade paperback. This is excruciating to her because she's a big book reader. She reads cover to cover and usually will devour a book in a couple of days. But comics are just, there's not enough information there for her, and she hates having to wait.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, 72 picks up where 71 kind of left off. Hey dudes and dudettes, ew. I think these little guys belong to you. Sorry for crashing your Pantheon party. I love Dave Wachter's art in this. I think it's so cool. I didn't really talk about it in 71, but I love his art. The panel where Mikey says sorry for crashing your Pantheon party, like when the guided view on Comixology pulls out on that panel, you see all these characters and you see it from basically it's like where Mikey, because it's the way it's framed as it's his hands holding up the rats, and you see all. I love the way he did that, and love the way that they spot that out. So we get a before segment. And we see Baxter Stockman for the first time in a long, like the last time.
Very long time.
I think the last time I saw Baxter, he was trying to nurse Shredder back to health after issue 37. I think. Something
wow,
like,
really?
Yeah, like
I thought it was 50-ish, but you're right. The Technodrome thing happened before 50.
Yeah, Technodrome was 41 to 44. Yeah, he might have been in 50, and I'm sure, but it's been so long, and we've done so many of these things. But I was like, wow, cool, Baxter, awesome. So we've got April Angel and Alopex and the 4 Turtles talking to Baxter, basically trying to convince him to help them because it's going to be the end of the world, and that does affect him. And I love the two panels here where he says, so you say, Miss O'Neill, but this is, he's looking at the scroll that she hands him, but this is all Chinese to me. I just love the look on Mikey's face. Japanese dude. Figure of speech dude. Like, because again, that's another thing of Mikey's character that they added, like, he's the only one of them that can speak Japanese. And I just think that is so friggin' cool that each of these versions of the Turtles have their strengths and weaknesses, and the fact that he is the only one that can do that is just so friggin' cool. Yeah. Absolutely. So, Angel and Alopex tell them about the Pantheon thing that they crashed and that they got the drive and all of this, and you know they're explaining their plan to him, and then we get back to the present, and because Mikey says, "Quit worrying so much, Doc. We're ninjas, remember? Sneaking around's like totally our middle name. Those Pantheon dudes will never know we're there. Is it okay if I put these little guys down now? Hey, they're kind of grossing me out.
Mike, your dad's a rat. What do you mean they're grossing you out? You live in the sewer."
Yeah. I didn't notice this before, and normally I don't point this out, and I'm not going to take a point off for this, but I don't know if it is in the physical issue, you can tell me, but you look at what Mikey's saying, he's saying they're kind of grossing me out. The T is missing in there. At least in the digital version it is.
It is here too.
Wow. Dang. Eek. Not good.
I read right over typos. I wouldn't have noticed that unless you said something.
Like I said, when I first read it myself for the story, like I say every one of these episodes, I read the story first and then I pay attention to shit later. I didn't notice it at first either. I did not notice it at all until I'm looking at the panel now. So the Rat King makes another joke, and we kind of get this whole, guys, new plan, hide, and everybody runs, and Mikey just throws the rats, sorry, little dudes. And the Pantheon are going to go chase down the Turtles, and we get Leo trying to call back to Stockman to get them to pull back. We get Angel and Alopex kind of going off on him because he doesn't really care about saving them, and April comes in as the voice of reason, as she often does, and all of that. Yeah. So we get more of this hunt. The cheetah lady. Jaguar. Thank you. Sorry. Jaguar sees one of them hiding under or behind the curtain, and of course it's Mikey, and she destroys his little transponder thing, which is going to sadly come in very unhandily later. And the Toad Baron is just worried about them destroying his home and all his nice things and his den of delights.
And Akka's walking around her, flying around to her people, saying, "Look, we should sit down and talk with these guys. They're reasonable people. They're fine." But everybody's like, "No, they don't deserve anything, any understanding. We're just going to take them out." And it's weird that these people, the Pantheon, are very different, but they do have their own motives and they do have their own ways to do things. It's almost like I don't believe that they're together in any way. Yeah. But only out of necessity, only out of this one every 100 years do they bother aligning.
Yeah. And now normally I like, and I've said this before, normally I like Mikey and Donnie teaming up and Leo and Raph, but the way this kind of broke out was Mikey's by himself, Raph is kind of by himself, and Leo and Don are a team, and Donnie kind of gets mesmerized by Kitsune, and Leo's like,
"Yeah,
join this, witch." He throws a throwing star. Oh, so cool. And Raph has such a great line because he comes out of nowhere. So Leo and Donnie are escaping here, getting away from Jaguar. Because Leo's trying to get Donnie back under control. You know, remember your train, and Jaguar comes in, and out of nowhere, Raphael, bad kitty. Raph, how? I got tired of hiding. I love Raph.
He was the only one who was successfully hiding.
Yeah. That's kind of scary when you think about it, that Raph is the only one successfully hiding. Because Raph is...
They're all having fun. I gotta get out of here.
Well, Raph is the one that normally will rush in and, you know, and do the fighting and all of that. The tentacle monster dude, Gothon or Gothon or whatever his name is, attacks Raph, and we get more fighting, and we get Akka and all of that, and then boom, Raph's gone, just disappeared. Where did it go? And Raph is back with Angel and everybody, and Stockman and all that, and so they're gonna basically teleport them all out, and that's what is going on over these next panels and pages, where the fighting and the teleporting, and we get Donnie back, and we get Leo and Mikey, and again, like I said, the team ups and how the various, so Raph and Donnie are back. Leo and Mikey are, you know, left to face the Pantheon, and, you know, it's Leo and Mikey. And the shot of where they say, Mikey, I was worried they hurt you or worse. Nah, I'm good. Just got my transponder whacked is all. Which means I'll really be dead when Harold finds out. This panel of the two of them, oh my god, does it remind me so much of the arcade game. Just the way the two of them are standing next to each other, and the way that Leo is holding the swords and Mikey's holding his chucks, and it just reminds me so much of the TMNT arcade game action, the side-scrolling goodness of that game. Oh my god, I miss that stuff. And then Leo disappears. Whoops. And Mikey's left all alone, and she says, oh, come on, Pantheon dudes, can't we talk about this? And Rat King's or Mammoth says, do you think turtles taste like chicken too? Sorry to say, Mammoth, but there won't be much left to taste.
Crazy.
Ew, ew, ew.
He's like spinning his chucks, catching them as they approach, like flinging each one as he nails it with this thing.
Yeah. Oh, so, you know, Rat King's going on and on, and Akka comes in and continues to say, hey, let's, that is not true, Kitsune and Rat King. You know, this is your fault. This is your doing. And we get another foom here, and Leo comes back and grabs, Leo, grab my hand, Mike, if you want to live. Stockman, I've got him. Do it now. Do it now. And foom, and they get out, and oh, so good. I love this, and they're back, and, thanks for coming back for me, Leo. Hey, I'd never leave you by yourself, little bro. And we get this kind of recap of Leo saying, I mean, if we've definitely got their attention, which is probably not a good thing, but we did learn who they all are and now and what they each want, which could be valuable info in the future. All I know is that they're toying with us today, playing another one of their crazy games. I hate to think of what would really happen if they were being serious. Which means it's time for us to get serious. It's going to take everything we've got and more to beat them. We've got to get bigger, better, smarter, because the Pantheon won't forget what happened today, and neither will Clan Hamato. To be continued.
Woohoo! I love that they're embracing the Clan Hamato thing.
Yes, absolutely.
There was a moment in the old 4Kids TV series where I think Splinter went to the Battle Nexus or something and introduced himself as Hamato Splinter. Mm-hmm. And like, yay, they acknowledged the family name because he was. And yeah. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, that's very, very awesome. I remember that season of the 2003 series. Absolutely cool and great and just so wonderfully done. So yeah, that's 71 and 72. 72 easily is a 4.5 for me. I loved every bit of it. I think Dave Walker's art is great. It was a nice little action issue. You had so much action going on in here. You had the whole thing of the Turtles kind of getting split up with the transporter stuff and all of that. Yeah, absolutely loved it. Thought it was wonderful. What about you? Final thoughts on issue 72?
I think we're there. Well, you know what? On second or third thought, I think I'm gonna stick with a solid 3.5 on that. Mm-hmm. Oh man, do I go to the 4? It's still the reason that I hesitate with my 4s and 5s with this is that I'm not yet on board with the Pantheon, and I know that they're gonna figure it out. I know that they're gonna be awesome once they get to it, but I'm just not there yet. And I don't care about them yet. I'm not as invested in them yet as villains. So we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to find out.
Yeah, I think for me the only reason why I'm giving 72 a 4 is because we had all of the story building stuff with the Pantheon in 71, and there was very, very little action in that. Mm-hmm. Like hardly any action in that issue at all. And in this one, we get a mixture of both storyline and action because the Turtles have to react to, and it's basically a hunt. You know, the Turtles are the hunted, the Pantheon are the hunters kind of thing. So hunter be hunted type of thing. So that's absolutely love that, and it's basically Turtles in action as always. And I just kind of really dug it. So. Mm-hmm. So there's that. Coming up next week, we've got episode 154, where Joe and I are going to be entering Dimension X. Now, we actually have kind of already done the prelude to this. We did that in our Free Comic Book Day episode this year for the pull bag, which I will link in this podcast as well as in episode 154. We're not going to go, we didn't really go too in depth into Prelude to Dimension X, but we'll probably, bring it up like in the beginning of next week's episode really quickly just to catch everybody up on it kind of thing. Anything you want to pimp out before I close this one?
I am not aware of anything that I'm doing cool. Just head over to the Facebook and facebook.com/GeekStuff garage sale and drop me a line, ask me anything, drop a line about the show, and I'll make sure we talk about it on air. I'd love to hear from some of you. Absolutely.
All right. You can follow at The Pullbag on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook. I think it's facebook.com/thepullbag. You can follow at Geekcast Radio on Twitter. You can follow myself at TFG1Mike on Twitter. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. You can comment on this and every other episode post for the Pullbag and all of our other episodes. We've got almost 10 years of podcasting content over there. Oh, my God. I think my podcast number, like all-time recorded release, it's somewhere close to 2,000 podcasts in almost 10 years of doing this stuff. So, yeah, I've recorded
You're old, Mike.
I know. I know. I'm an old man. I
want to do anymore.
I need a cane, and I need whipped cream and all that stuff for pizza and whatever else. But yeah,
gay for my elbows.
No, I need turtle wax for my elbows.
That's more likely. They get callousy when we get old.
What's this wee stuff? Anyway. So join us next week, folks, as we enter Dimension X with the TMNT here inside the pull bag from IDW Publishing and all of that. We will catch you next time. Make your great escape into comics.
Shocking! Don't! There's no telling what might come through that porthole!
You've just heard the latest episode of The Pull Bag, the GCRN's comic review and discussion podcast. There are several ways to get in touch with us and leave feedback for the show. You can visit the website, GeekCastRadio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. You can rate our show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. Call the voicemail line, 502-526-5821. Please remember to tell us the show you were leaving the message for, and your name. Become a fan of us on Facebook by searching GeekCast Radio Network. Send us an email feedback at GeekCastRadio.com. Follow us on Twitter at GeekCast Radio. So until next time, make your great escape into comics and unleash the geek in you.